guys. I wanted to talk to y'all a little bit about walking with Jesus and how as we come to Him, I think we'll go to church and we'll hear that we need to fix. We got sin issues in our life we need to fix. And when I went into the church system, I had drug issues and drinking issues, and I was sleeping with women and all kind of stuff. Anybody that says they're the average person deals with stuff like that. When they turn their life around. That's not everybody, but a lot of people have addiction problems and having sex out of marriage and dating all kind of people, and there's all kind of stuff like that goes on. Unprofitable language, cursing, smoking cigarettes, whatever the issue may be. But we go through these discipleship programs, and it's all about fixing the sin issue. It's all about, hey man, let's get you prepped for Jesus. Let's get your life right, so you can follow Jesus, and you're forgiven, and Jesus died for you, and all that sounds great. But what happens when He does nothing for you? What happens when you fixing your sin issues and sitting under Scripture is doing no real change on the inside? What is the plan of action at that point? What do we do when we're reading all the right scriptures, when we're saying all the right prayers, when we're cleaning up the outside as best as we can? Getting it clean so King Jesus wants to come on in. What happens? I lived 8 or 9 years going to church, being in ministry and all kind of stuff, and I got to a point where I was a minister and I was in seminary school, 3.5 years into seminary school, and I felt like the Lord was leading me to quit. All my friends thought I lost my mind. It didn't make any sense to anybody. It made no sense to no man at all. Wound up leading to a divorce, all kind of stuff. Because when you're in team ministry with somebody else and you leave, everybody assumes that I was backslidden and lost my mind, and I must have been, doing drugs, or I don't know what they were thinking, guys. But what I can tell you is, all those years, I put all of my efforts into cleaning the outside. That's what it led to. Phariseeism. Cleaning the outside. Do you understand what I'm saying? Jesus said, you clean the outside of the cup and dish, but inside it is filthy. He said you are like whitewashed tombs. Beautiful on the outside. Beautiful. But on the inside you're full of corruption and dead men's bones. But how is that possible if I'm not cursing? How is that possible if I'm not drinking? How is that possible if I'm not doing drugs? How is this possible? How could I be a whitewashed tomb, death on the inside, when outside's perfect? It makes no sense. He pulled me out of the church completely. Did not want me going there at all. Pulled me out. Complete pullout. Pulled me away from all these people. It was me and him, and that was it. Then he takes me out to the woods. I don't know. I mean, all I know is he takes me away from hustle and bustle, all of the fundamentalism and, you know, the routine, complete pulls me out. And guess what? He zapped me. He zapped me. Now in this process, you know, I was viewing church as a bad thing, and I lost some friends behind the deal, and some people got offended. But, you know, when God's doing something with you, sometimes you'll make the mistake of thinking it's a standard that everybody else is supposed to do. He was doing something in my life. He took me out, brought me in the woods, and wanted to talk to me. Guys, that doesn't mean that everybody else is supposed to do that. That was for me. And what he wanted to do, all those years, I was living Christianity wrong. So he didn't want anybody to influence my Christianity except him. He wanted to determine what I was taught, how I was taught it, exactly. He had me read his words. I read nothing but his words. And this is what happened. I learned that chasing sinless perfection is a waste of valuable time. You will not ever reach sinless perfection. Jesus Christ alone was sinless perfection. I am a sinner that has been redeemed. That's it. According to Jesus, I can be perfect if I follow him and I'm walking in his will. I can be as perfect as I was made to be, and I was made flesh. So that's as simple as it gets. That's as close as you're going to get to perfect. So he pulls me out, he teaches me, and guess what he does? In here, this is what he fixed. And you know what? The people I was being ugly to before, I'm not ugly to anymore. The people I see drinking, I don't care about that. That doesn't hurt me. When I see people addicted to drugs, I don't growl at them. I feel bad for them. I have compassion. The inside. Fix that. Work on that. The outside. Today, we're so concerned with the outside, and we're going around everybody else and telling them how they need to fix the outside. Fix the outside. For what? Why? It does nothing. The outside has nothing to do with eternity. It's the inside. When I follow the commands of Christ, you understand Matthew chapter 7, Jesus says, I don't know you, you who practice lawlessness. So, what does that mean? That means that we're desperate for Jesus. That's what that means. Because you cannot follow the law, you cannot follow the commands of Christ without his help. I tried it. I'm telling you, for almost 10 years I tried it. I was doing it the wrong way. And the whole time, the devil was singing a salvation song to me. You hear me? Singing me a song. It's all good, Sean. It's all good. Grace got you, babe. And look, I'm going to tell you. The inside. When Jesus fixes the inside, sin's not even a problem anymore. Dude, it's crazy. It's like trying to fix a busted artery with a Band-Aid. Not gonna happen. In other words, go to Jesus. You want to know what the answer is? Don't go to a preacher. Don't go to a ministry. Don't go to a commentary. Go directly to Jesus. You want to go to church? Go to church. That's wonderful. That is a place where people meet up and high five and worship. It's wonderful. Don't get me wrong. I think it's great. But you as an individual need Jesus Christ. If you're going to go to heaven, if you are going to be a citizen of heaven, you need Jesus himself, Jesus Christ himself, to grab you on the inside and reform everything going on in there. The way our compassion, our forgiveness, our mercy, our understanding, our long-suffering, our ability to bless, our ability to curse will be lowered. Jealousy will be lowered. Envy will be lowered. As you walk with Jesus, all of these things that you're struggling with will get better. But if you try to do it, you will fail. And all I can tell you is, almost 9 years into this thing, I did not stop asking him. I did not stop asking him. And the command for the day is ask, seek, and knock. Ask, seek, and knock. Ask, you will receive. Seek, you will find. Knock, and the door will be open. He who asks receives. He who seeks finds. And for the one that knocks, the door will be open. It will be. 9 years. You know what it took? It took a little bit of asking, a little bit of seeking, and a little bit of knocking. And I finally was given the gift of Jesus. In his absolute fullness. 100%. Guys, you can't stop asking. You can't stop seeking. And you cannot dare stop knocking. He gives an illustration. And that's in Matthew chapter 7. Ask, seek, knock. And I forget what verse. I'm sorry, guys. But he gives an illustration of, let's say you have a friend. And he comes beating on the door in the middle of the night, wanting some bread. And you poke your head out the window and you're like, hey man, get out of here. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And he keeps knocking, dude. He don't stop. And he said, just to get rid of him, you'll give him bread. Give him as much as you want just to get him out of there. Because of his shameless audacity. God is the same way. If you keep beating on his door, I promise you he's going to answer. Be audacious. Be audacious, guys. It's time to be audacious. We're in end times. We don't have any more time to play. If you've been riding the edge, you're right there on the edge. You're not sure, something's missing. You missed it. I'm gonna tell you. Ask, seek, and knock. Don't stop until you're a Jesus maniac. If you got it, everybody in the world is going to know you got it. You'll want to get it tattooed on your forehead. You're going to be so excited you're going to be doing cartwheels when you got the flu. I'm telling you, man, when Jesus gets a hold, it's game over. Ask, seek, and knock. Anyway, guys, as we approach the Sabbath, I high five every last one of you, and I wish you a great day. And man, you guys are such a blessing. Love y'all. Have a good day.